In the city of Port Harcourt, there lived two brothers. One was very rich, the other desperately poor. They shared the same blood, the same parents, the same childhood. But as adults, they lived in two completely different worlds. The rich brother, Chief Emeka, owned 3 businesses, lived in a mansion, and drove the latest cars. The poor brother, Chidi, lived in a 1-room apartment with his wife and 3 children. Some days, they didn't eat. And the saddest part? Chief Emeka's mansion was just 10 minutes away from Chidi's suffering. But Chief Emeka had made a decision that would cost him everything. He refused to help his own brother. This is a true story about pride, family, and the price of refusing to help those who share your blood. Chief Emeka was successful, very successful. He had built his wealth from nothing, starting with a small trading business and growing it into an empire. He owned a logistics company, a real estate business, and a popular restaurant in the heart of the city. His house was the talk of the neighborhood. 6 bedrooms, a swimming pool, marble floors, and security guards at the gate. His wife, Ngozi, wore only designer clothes and drove her own Range Rover. Their 2 children attended the most expensive schools in the city. Chief Emeka was proud of what he had achieved. Very proud. Perhaps too proud. Every Sunday after church, people would gather around him, praising him, calling him a successful man, a man blessed by God. And Chief Emeka would smile, shake their hands, and enjoy the attention. But there was one person who never came to him for praise. One person who came to him with shame in his eyes and desperation in his voice. His younger brother, Chidi. The first time Chidi came to Chief Emeka's house after losing his job, he stood at the gate for 20 minutes before the security guard even called the boss. When Chief Emeka finally allowed him in, Chidi walked through that mansion, feeling smaller with every step. "Brother," Chidi said, his voice shaking, "I lost my job 3 months ago. My landlord is threatening to throw us out. My children haven't been to school in 2 weeks because I can't pay the fees. I'm not asking for much. Just help me with the rent this month. Just give me time to find another job." Chief Emeka leaned back in his expensive leather chair and looked at his brother. Really looked at him. Chidi's shirt was faded and had a small tear at the collar. His shoes were worn out. He looked tired, defeated. And instead of feeling compassion, Chief Emeka felt something else. Disgust. "Chidi," Chief Emeka said slowly, "when I was building my business, where were you? You were spending money on beer and women. You were lazy. You didn't want to work hard. Now you've lost your job and you come to me with your hands stretched out?" "Brother, please." "No." Chief Emeka's voice rose. "I worked hard for everything I have. Nobody gave me anything. Why should I give you what I worked for? You're a grown man. Go and hustle like I did. Stop looking for handouts." Chidi's eyes filled with tears, but he didn't let them fall. He stood up slowly, his hands trembling. "Thank you, brother," he said quietly. "I won't disturb you again." As Chidi walked out of that mansion, Chief Emeka's wife, Ngozi, who had been listening from the next room, came in. "Emeka, that's your brother, your own blood. How can you send him away like that?" Emeka waved his hand dismissively. "If I help him once, he'll keep coming back. Better to teach him to stand on his own feet. He is a man, not a child." But Ngozi shook her head. "You are making a mistake. Family is family." Emeka didn't listen. That night, Chidi returned to his 1-room apartment empty-handed. His wife, Amaka, looked at him hopefully when he walked in. But when she saw his face, she knew. "He said no?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Chidi nodded, unable to speak. Their 3 children, ages 8, 6, and 4, were sleeping on a thin mat on the floor. They had eaten only garri and salt that evening. There was no money for meat, vegetables, or even enough garri for tomorrow. The next week, the landlord came. "Chidi, I've been patient with you. 3 months of no rent is too much. You have 1 week to pay or you're out. Chidi tried everywhere. He borrowed from friends, those few who still had anything to give. He looked for any kind of work. He sold the last valuable thing he owned, his late father's watch, for a fraction of its worth. But it wasn't enough. On the 7th day, the landlord came with 4 men. They threw Chidi's family's belongings onto the street. Mattress, clothes, pots, everything. His children cried. His wife tried to be strong but couldn't stop the tears. And that night, Chidi's family slept under the bridge. Under the bridge. While 10 minutes away, his brother slept in his 6-bedroom mansion. For 2 weeks, Chidi's family lived under that bridge. Chidi would leave early in the morning, searching for any kind of work, and return late at night with whatever little money he could find. Sometimes it was 500 naira from offloading trucks, sometimes it was nothing. His children stopped asking about school. They stopped asking about food. They just sat quietly, watching other people's lives pass by. One night, his youngest daughter Chioma developed a high fever. She was burning up, shaking, crying. Amaka held her and wept. Chidi, we need to take her to the hospital. She is very sick. But Chidi had no money. Not even 100 naira. He made a decision. The hardest decision of his life. He would go to his brother one last time. At 11 p.m., Chidi arrived at Chief Emeka's gate. The security guard recognized him and laughed. You again? Chief is sleeping. Come back tomorrow. My daughter is dying. Please, just 2 minutes. The guard called Chief Emeka. After much pleading, Chief Emeka came to the gate. He didn't even invite Chidi inside. They spoke through the bars of the gate. Brother, my daughter is very sick. She has a high fever. I need 20,000 naira to take her to the hospital. I'm begging you. After this, I will never come to you again. Just save my daughter. Chief Emeka looked at his brother standing there in the darkness, desperate, broken, and he felt nothing. Chidi, it's almost midnight. You couldn't come during the day. You had to disturb my sleep. Please, brother. I'm not going to the ATM at this time. Bring your daughter to the government hospital. They'll treat her. Brother, she needs... Good night, Chidi. Chief Emeka turned and walked back into his mansion. Chidi stood there, gripping the gate, his whole body shaking. The security guard looked away, uncomfortable. That night, Chidi carried his burning daughter to the government hospital. They waited for 4 hours before a nurse attended to them. By God's grace, Chioma survived, but something in Chidi died that night. His hope, his belief in family, his faith in his brother. 2 months after that night, something unexpected happened. A man came looking for Chidi at the building site where he now worked as a laborer. The man was well-dressed and drove a nice car. Are you Chidi Okafor? The man asked. Yes, sir. Your father was Mazi Okafor from Abia State. Yes, sir. He died 5 years ago. The man smiled. I'm a lawyer. Your father had a piece of land that he registered in your name before he died. We've been searching for you for 3 years. A company wants to buy that land. The offer is 25 million naira. Chidi nearly fainted. 25 million naira. He had never seen even 1 million in his entire life. The lawyer explained everything. The documents were real. The land was valuable. All Chidi had to do was sign, and the money would be his. Within 2 weeks, the transaction was complete. 25 million naira was deposited into a new bank account in Chidi's name. Chidi's first act was rent a proper apartment. Not a mansion, but a decent 3-bedroom flat. He furnished it simply. He bought his children new clothes and registered them in school. He bought his wife a new wrapper and paid for a small shop for her to start trading. The rest of the money he invested wisely, following the advice of a financial advisor the lawyer recommended. For the first time in years, Chidi's family ate 3 meals a day. His children laughed again. His wife smiled again. But Chidi made a decision. He would not tell his brother about his change in fortune. Not yet. 6 months after Chidi's transformation, Chief Emeka's world began to fall apart. His logistics business faced a major lawsuit. A truck accident had killed someone, and the family was suing for 50 million naira. Chief Emeka's insurance didn't cover it. At the same time, his restaurant failed a health inspection and was shut down. His real estate business had invested in a bad deal that collapsed. Within 3 months, Chief Emeka lost almost everything. The banks came for his properties. His cars were repossessed. He had to move his family out of the mansion into a smaller house. His wife's Range Rover was sold. His children had to change to cheaper schools. Chief Emeka became the one begging. But the same people who praised him when he was rich now avoided him. Nobody wanted to help a falling man. One evening, desperate and broken, Chief Emeka remembered his brother, the brother he had rejected, the brother whose daughter he had refused to save. Maybe, just maybe, Chidi would understand. Family is family after all. Chief Emeka found out where Chidi lived and went there. When he arrived at the clean 3-bedroom flat in a decent neighborhood, he was confused. How could Chidi afford this? When Chidi opened the door and saw his brother, he didn't slam it in his face. He just looked at him quietly. "Brother," Chief Emeka said, tears in his eyes, "I know I was wrong. I know I refused to help you when you needed me. But I'm begging you now. My family is suffering. I've lost everything. Please, if you can help me just a little." Chidi stood there for a long moment. He remembered sleeping under the bridge. He remembered his daughter burning with fever. He remembered standing at his brother's gate begging. And he remembered his brother walking away. But Chidi was not his brother. "Come in," Chidi said quietly. That day, Chidi sat his brother down and told him everything. The land, the money, the transformation. Chief Emeka wept. He wept for his pride. He wept for his cruelty. He wept because his younger brother, whom he had treated like trash, was now showing him mercy he didn't deserve. "I don't deserve your help," Chief Emeka said. "No, you don't," Chidi agreed, "but you're still my brother." Chidi gave his brother 2 million naira, not as a gift, but as a loan to restart. "Pay me back when you can." But more than the money, Chidi gave his brother something else, a lesson. When God blesses you, it's not just for you, it's so you can be a blessing to others, especially family. You were blessed and you became proud. You forgot where you came from. That's why you fell. Chief Emeka never forgot that lesson. He rebuilt his life slowly, with humility this time. He paid back his brother within 2 years, and when he became successful again, he made sure to help others, starting with family. Today, both brothers are doing well, but their relationship changed forever. Chief Emeka learned that pride comes before a fall, and Chidi learned that mercy is more powerful than revenge. If this story touched you, drop mercy in the comments. Share it with someone who needs to learn this lesson. And subscribe to Wisdom Tales Africa for more powerful stories. Remember, family is not just about blood, it's about being there when it matters.